Where the fuck is my marker, bro? Oh, here we go. You ever just struggle to do like everything? I don't know about you, but that's been a problem for me my entire life. Like for whatever reason, in high school, in middle school, and even now and in college, whatever, it didn't matter. No matter what it was, I always seemed to do it right at the last second. And I was like the master at this. Like procrastination was my art in high school, middle school, and even in college. Like that was how I operated. I knew that no matter what, if the thing was due at midnight and it was literally 3 minutes before, like 3 minutes before midnight, I knew I was going to complete it. It didn't matter what it was. Like I was going to get it done, and I would wait right until the last second to take care of it. Yes, I did write 12 p.m. on the board for no reason. And yes, welcome to the video. My name's Steven. On this channel, I talk about whatever I feel like talking about. And I also talk about people's comments and my subscribers because I love all of you guys. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I got this W comment from someone who was like, I procrastinate all the time and I don't know what to do. And I decided maybe I would make my own like spin-off video of that and like talk about procrastination and how I stopped procrastinating, because it wasn't until like really recently that I no longer procrastinate. This is why I procrastinate. This is why I think you guys might procrastinate too. We get right into it, really, really serious here. And I think actually this comment came from that non-binary thinking video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I probably will forget to put a card at the top. Here's the two ends of the spectrum, right? And I don't like this. On one end of the spectrum, you have the right shit, the shit you're supposed to be doing. On the other end, you have the wrong shit. Okay, so let's use, I guess, and okay, actually, this whole spectrum is life. So like, this is your life, right? And the thing is, I talk about this all the time, but when you have a purpose, you know what you're supposed to be doing in your life. And when you don't have a purpose, you don't know. And what ends up happening is you might be like somewhere here on the line, or you'll be somewhere here, or you'll be maybe like way over here or over here, right? You'll be in all different places all over the spectrum of, you know, the right thing or the wrong thing that you're doing, right? Because it's not a binary yes or no you should be doing the thing. It's to what extent, right? And so this is procrastination, right? So if you're procrastinating, sometimes you'll procrastinate for the right shit, and sometimes you'll procrastinate for the wrong shit. And that's the problem, is because a lot of times we don't know any better. But the biggest like hack that I've had when it comes to procrastinating is that I've found out that I procrastinate 90% of the time over things that I just do not want to do and that do not align with my life. Simple, right? And so now there's like two columns it can go into, right? I know that me turning in a US history paper in college, I was procrastinating on the wrong shit because I didn't want to do US history and I couldn't care about this paper I had to turn in. I think US history is great. That's just not how I needed to be spending my time. That's not how my life was made. I was not supposed to spend my time turning in this US history paper last second, right? That's one story. My other story is cold calling, right? Cold calling is the right shit. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. However, I still procrastinate on that because this sucks. Both these things suck. Okay, like neither one of these things are fun to do. However, cold calling aligns with the things I'm supposed to be doing. This is on the right side of stuff. So how do we figure that out? How do we determine whether one thing is something you shouldn't be doing and one thing is something you should be doing? And it's all in this continuum for your life and your purpose. And this is actually, you know what? Let's give it the name. The procrastination continuum. All right. This is the procrastination continuum. On one end of the spectrum, you're procrastinating because it's a hard thing and you don't want to do it. On the other end of the spectrum, you're procrastinating because it's the wrong shit and you don't need to be doing it. So, yes, I am going to fucking write that. So, and I don't have a big blue marker or a big green marker. It's destroyed. So this is the right shit to do, and this is the wrong shit to do. Now, how do we figure that out? The first thing you need to do in order to understand the procrastination continuum is to develop a purpose. So before you can even do all this, you need to develop a purpose. All right. And what is a purpose? Again, talked about it. I have a video on my channel on how to make your purpose. Your purpose is what your life aligns with and everything that you need to do. Right. And so my purpose is to provide value. And actually, I've changed my purpose a little bit in the last couple of days. I'm going to make a video on it soon talking about why I'm changing around some things, because I am going to actually be changing a lot of stuff that I do. And I'm going to be posting more on YouTube. But providing value, that's something that I want to do. Okay, so like seriously, which one of these things provides value? Cold calling or writing a paper in school? Well, the paper is only going to get seen by the teacher, and the cold calling, I could potentially grab somebody off of a cold call, and even if they're not interested, sell them on my service, and then actually change their life within a couple of days. Seriously, and like this has happened many a times where I hop onto a cold call or I hop onto a sales call, and the guy's up in the air about if he wants to work with us or not, and then we finally end up working together, and then 2 weeks later he sends me a text and he's like, dude, you did such an amazing job, thank you, you know, we're making more money now in the company, whatever, you get the point. Okay, but I don't want to make cold calls because they suck. So some things just suck and some things just you shouldn't be doing, right? And let's figure out how that works. The reason why shit sucks and it's the right thing to do and you're still procrastinating, because we're trying to get this out of the picture already. Like if you're doing some of this stuff, that's what the purpose is for. The purpose is to tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And if you're procrastinating on the wrong shit, you shouldn't be doing it. Because let's just be real here, okay? If you want to go out and get drinks and get drunk on the weekend, you're not procrastinating to go get drunk. You're not procrastinating to go do stupid shit, okay? You're just procrastinating because it's either hard or it's the shit you shouldn't be doing, right? You're working on the wrong shit. Cold calling. Why don't I like to make cold calls? Because here's the version of that I am now. And this is where I stand. And on the other side of this big gap is another version of me. And this is future me. Right? And this future me has things that current me doesn't have. Right? Whether that be a nice car, more money, helped more people, done more, made more YouTube, has a bunch of YouTube subscribers, has a big following on social media, has better friends, whatever it is, right? There's this future version of me that has these things that the current version of me doesn't have. And there's this gap right here. And this gap has fire in it. And yes, you love my fire. I hope you love it. It's beautiful. If you know who Charlie Morgan is a entrepreneur YouTuber, and he has a video called Trial by Fire, and I think that was one of the biggest things that ever helped me understand how to go past the person and become the future person. Sorry, kill the current version of myself and become the future version of myself. And what's great is that there's this pit here, but realistically, you're kind of just like, the way to get across it is to like jump into the fire, and then you emerge the victorious future version of yourself. Like a lot of times, and what I end up trying to do is trying to build a bridge between these two things. I want to make sure you can see all this crap. Yeah. What I usually try to do is I try to build a bridge across this thing. And that bridge is bullshit. That's the bullshit bridge. All right. Everybody remember the bullshit bridge. Okay. So this is the bullshit bridge. And what do we do on the bullshit bridge? The bullshit bridge is, well, I got to fix my website and you got to make it look better. And maybe if I fix my website, people will show up. That's one thing on the bullshit bridge. Well, if I take enough rest days, then maybe everything will be fine. And if I do some more research, maybe everything will work. And what the bullshit bridge is, resistance. Resistance is that trial by fire video I was talking about by Charlie Morgan. That is what technically the bullshit bridge is, right? I kind of have my own way of looking at it, but you're supposed to jump in the fire and jump out. Your brain will start giving you these reasons as to how you can walk over the fire, right? And that's called resistance. Resistance is what this guy right here chooses to use as to reasons why you can't jump in the fire. Just like picture this for a second. Like literally close your eyes and just picture this for a second. Imagine you're this guy standing here on this fire thing, and you're looking down below you, and you can see that there's a big pit of fire. And the person sitting next to you is like, "Hey, bro, you gotta jump in that fire." You're like, "No, I'm not doing that." And then he says, "Well, there's no other way to get across, man." And you start saying, "Well, I can just build this bridge here," and you don't really have anything to build a bridge with. But you're looking around. You say, "Well, there's some rocks, and if I gather enough rocks together, I can build a bridge." You start coming up with these stupid ideas. You're never going to build this bridge. It's never going to happen. You have to jump into the fire and walk across the fire and hop out and to your future self. And here's the thing. Right here, this is pain. Okay? And one big thing that resistance manifests onto the bullshit bridge is procrastination. That's what happens. And so you don't want to cross the bullshit bridge. And so you start procrastinating and not becoming the future version of yourself, because cold calling sucks. And that's the fire. You're going to have to jump into the fucking fire and listen to the guy on the phone tell you to go fuck yourself. You're going to have to, um, have people like be rude to you, and you're going to have all this stuff happen. But you still have to do it. And as well as I do, if you have a good product or service, which if you don't have a good product or service, that's a problem. If you're a business owner and you're making cold calls, that's your first problem, and you should fix that. But if you know deep down that you have a good product or service and you're making cold calls or making, content for people to watch, you won't procrastinate because you know that what you're doing is right, and you'll stop wanting to procrastinate because you're doing such a good job. If you can catch yourself trying to use the bullshit bridge, then you stop procrastinating. And that's what I've done. That's how I've been able to stop procrastinating. That's how I've been able to enjoy cold calling. And I've been able to enjoy making content for YouTube, and how I've been able to change my purpose, as I said, and I'll make a video on that soon. But I've only been able to do that because I recognized that whenever I had to hop into the fire, I would try to use the bullshit bridge, and the bullshit bridge would be procrastination. And that's a problem. And so if I were you and you're struggling with procrastinating, you need to look at first this continuum here. Well, first you need to have a purpose, and I've already talked about this a million times. Get your purpose together, because writing a U.S. history paper never aligned with what I was supposed to do with my life. And so I knew that was the wrong thing to be doing. And you're going to know, right? If you're procrastinating to go out with your friends, it's probably because you don't want to go out with your friends because you don't enjoy it anymore. And so you got to find the right things to be doing. So if you're procrastinating, this is the first lesson I want you to take from this video. If you're procrastinating on the wrong shit, you need to really fucking think about what you're doing with your life. If you can deep down, like, I would just close your eyes and think to myself. Like, I would close my eyes and think to myself, does this help me or impact me or the people that I love and care about? And if you can find a reason to state that whatever, like, your U.S. history paper helps you in life and why it's so important that you're doing it, then continue fucking doing the U.S. history paper, bro. But if not, drop out of college because you're wasting your time. Would you rather waste 4 years of your life and a shitload of your money on nothing? Or would you rather develop your purpose and do something that's important? And I'm not trying to tell you to drop out of college and that whatever your college experience is wrong. I'm just saying that if you know what you want to do with your life and you're not doing it in college, either drop out or switch majors, or quit your job or do something else, right? Now, on the other end, if it's something that you don't want to do and you hate doing it, but you know you can close your eyes and you can think, I know how this is going to help me achieve my purpose, then it's just the bullshit bridge. And the bullshit bridge is made with resistance. This is resistance here. And that is how you have placed yourself on the procrastination continuum. Again, remember, it doesn't have to be one spot or the other. It can be anywhere in the middle. It could be right in the middle. And then that's your chance to figure out why something in the middle here you're procrastinating on so hard. Honestly, realistically, you probably shouldn't even be doing it if it's in the middle. Unless it's really hard, stop. Then it shouldn't be on the fucking thing anyway. Like if it's in the middle, then it's really not something you should be worrying about. You just shouldn't. That's just how it is. The bullshit bridge comes up. If the bullshit bridge comes up, then you'll know that's resistance. And the only way for you to become the future version of yourself is to forget about the bullshit bridge because it's not real and hop into the fiery pit and emerge your future self. That's the only way. And this sucks. The fiery pit down here sucks. And I'll tell you from experience, it's fucking horrible. That's the only way. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If this helped you out, please leave a like. Also, if you're a car detailer or you run a home improvement service, click the link below. I have a 3-step success program that can actually help you book more appointments in your calendar and close more jobs. And if that's something that you're interested in, just go ahead and click the link in the description and check that out. Otherwise, have a wonderful day and stop scrolling on your phone because that's a way that you can procrastinate.